This is the right timing for you if you want to start playing the MMORPG games genre, because right now there are so many cross-platform MMORPG that every player can easily play on different platforms and meet on one server, which is on PC, Android and iOS. I guarantee you will get a huge update by watching this video. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 Best Cross-Platform MMORPG for Android, PC, iOS, New MMORPG 2025. RF Online Next. This is one of the best MMORPG in 2025. The first impression I play of the game is quite different from my expectation. Honestly, I grew up through RF Classic on PC. I wonder if the game will have the same story and mechanism gameplay, but after I know about the storyline, then I understand why there is no conflict between different races, which are Korra, Bellato, and Acrasia. So this story is the next sequel of the classic version. That's why all of the races have united and face a different main antagonist. We can select those races once we reach a level 45, but also at the beginning, there are some job classes we can pick with their own weapon. The game is full of autoplay where the main quest, pathfinding and combat will do it by an auto. The hero will learn a new skill once they reach a certain level. I love how we can freely fly and navigate the robot to deal a bigger damage. Overall, I love the character. The design is pretty futuristic and well blended with an amazing world. RF Online Next is the best MMORPG that's playable for cross-platform for PC and mobile. I really hope Netmarble company will make the game much more balanced and fair. Mabinogi Mobile. This game finally revealed their actual gameplay footage. It's pretty good in graphic and visual. This animation really represents what Mabinogi game should become. We are so lucky because we will have the same quality as the PC version on mobile. You have never heard about Mabinogi. So, this is a classic anime MMORPG. It's pretty popular back then, and on this version it looks much better. No wonder the game will be available on mobile and PC as a cross-platform MMORPG game. There are so many features available to do. It's kind of a good for killing time and mood booster. We can go fishing, farming, planting, and also taking care of the pets. It sounds really interesting, right? But of course, the main gameplay is we need to build up our character stronger by killing the monster, grinding, and gearing up the equipment. Clearing the boss dungeon with the other player is possible, and we can make your own team lineup. I really love to play MMORPG that have a complete features and it's like we are playing a simulation game beside our reality life activities. Rohan 2. This is the second sequel of the Rohan MMO, that's why it's in development right now. I realize there is a lot of objects that do not look sharp enough even though I have set the graphic into the Ultra, but it doesn't have any difference at all. As a cross-platform MMORPG, this game should get more enhancement, especially on the visualization. I will tell you earlier if this game has been autoplay since the prologue, so we don't have to worry about the gameplay at all because it's pretty newbie friendly. Even the tutorial is well explained and I'm sure you all can understand it perfectly. It's pretty on point. We can learn a new skill when we reach a certain level and pick a different skill tree based on your playstyle. Unfortunately, we can't drag the skill to a certain target, which make the player can't target the enemy as we wanted. While in the city, I realize how many players are playing it right now, but I feel like they are all just bots because the number of the chatting world message is quite low. In fact, all seems just standing still. Are you interested in autoplay features? Let's see the difference after a huge update when the game releases globally. It will become one of the best MMORPG cross-platform games. Legend of Ymir. This game is really good, seriously one of the best upcoming MMORPG on mobile that is made by a powerful engine. The game looks so unreal with a high quality graphic that will become a competitor for Nightcross, because those games have a similarity from the graphic look and how the game started in a medieval era. I would highlight the game's mechanism is full of auto, but you all need to be prepared because it's quite challenging and not newbie friendly. There are so many mechanisms that we need to learn to strengthen the hero's power. The other reason is the enemy's level is way stronger if we compare with the other MMO right now. It's kind of a classic MMORPG where we can't move while attacking the enemy. It will create a clunky look. The open world is the main aspect that I will appreciate for the creator. It totally has a huge world and beautiful atmosphere and a green land. The best realistic MMORPG games for cross-platform. Lineage 2 Original Legacy. Finally, after waiting for a few moments, the developer decided to release the game into global. This is impressive and amazing. I think they don't really understand what the player wants. Honestly, we have been waiting too long for the game to release globally. One word is really important, which is hype. From my perspective, the game's hype is getting lower right now. In fact, it's already released in a certain country like Korea, Japan, and China. We can even play the whole game in English. I have experience on those servers and the player who's playing it right now is quite low actually. I wonder how long the game can run on mobile version since the other mobile game has developed massively, even some of the game made by a powerful engine which is Unreal Engine 5. But at least we all will have a perfect version of Lineage 2. So this game has a classic style of MMORPG. We can't even do any action to avoid the attack. There is no jump button, dash button, and everything will run in auto. The main character only stays in one position while in battle. That makes the mechanism look so clunky. But of course the graphic is the main aspect that we all need to play. And also the storyline is quite interesting about a kingdom trying to save the world from the darkness creators. I hope this version will be a huge success because we all know how many fans of this franchise are willing to play again. Dragon Age Rebirth of Legend. I know how big the community of a Dragon Age game is. The PC version, many of the players are pretty loyal to support this game. I think the developer have noticed about it. That's why they try to attract the veteran player to play on the mobile version. It's because there is no difference between the mobile or PC version right now. In my opinion, it will give a huge success and easily become the most played MMORPG on mobile. Of course, cross-platform is the main idea to give an extra space for every player to reunite. The graphic exactly remind us of the glory the endgame. Even the gameplay has a positive things we should appreciate as well. So they are combining an auto and no autoplay game at once. We are only able to tap the auto while doing main mission. But once we do a battle, we need to navigate the whole combination combat action manually. Create your own combo to grapple the enemy endlessly, either on the air or on the ground. Dragon Sword. Once you hear about the music background and how cool the visual game is, then you will realize if we have reached a new era of high quality games on mobile. But actually the game is made for a cross-platform MMORPG mobile and PC. That's why we will have a AAA MMO with an anime 3D graphic. It will become a semi-open world game because we need to get into a specific dungeon to face the boss monster. With a huge area, it will be enough for the player to play within a massive number. It will give a freedom movement to evade the hazardous area. The developer have announced the gameplay features that we can enjoy. We can ride a pet, hang on the wall while riding a pet, even we can swim while riding a pet. All of these things are pretty crazy and attractive. In battle, we can switch the character and it will trigger the entrance action to deal an extra damage. Make a combo and give the enemy a merciless damage continuously. There are so many characters selected with their own main weapon like sword, javelin, bow, dual sword, axe, and broadsword. All of the boss monster design are really killing it. Starstride. The game has an English version now. Surely it was created for the global version. I love when a new MMORPG has their own innovation and idea because this game represents a different visual. Most of MMO now have a medieval base, but this game shows us how the futuristic world is able to blend into this genre. Even right now, I feel like playing a classic MMORPG because of some reason that I can't mention why. Probably it's because of the visual and color level. It totally reminds me of the RF Classic because there is one important feature we should try and focus on, which is faction class PvP in tournament. It's a player versus player to measure how strong your character is and beat them all to get a better reward. So we have a goal why we should strengthen our main character. We can make a combo tapping a super icon that will show up in a short period of time. By the way, try to explore the huge world by riding a motorbike as a vehicle. Odin Valhalla Rising. This game will become my daily MMORPG that I will play every second. It's because the game has been perfectly optimized for mobile platforms. There is no lag, the rendering system seems pretty fast and the connection feels so stable, and we all do it in the maximum setting. As an MMO game, it has one of the most complete action we can do while exploring the world. Swimming on the water, climbing the object like a wall and even some houses to make a shortcut and save your time a lot. Try to get some resources by cutting down the tree and destroying the stone to collect the material. We all can get this in the open world. The combat mechanism has less sparkling effect, making the visual looks way more realistic. But before you download the game, make sure you have a huge free space on your phone, because it reads more than 30 GB. Which is one of the biggest size MMORPG games on mobile, and let's see how about the PC then, because it is made for MMO cross-platform game. Arthdal Chronicles 3 Power. I would like to tell you earlier, if this is no autoplay MMORPG, no auto combat and no auto mission. We need to navigate every single action by ourselves. I see a huge potential about it, but honestly, the developer need to enhance the graphic more. It looks way too blurry. I wish the post-processing will significantly increase once the game has been released to global. But also, there is one problem that I think they need to optimize. It's about the signal. It's too laggy. Even the player's number is not really massive and the games can't handle it. I love the gameplay. We can move the hero while doing some action like attacking and also releasing the skill. Some spirit or pet are available to strengthen the hero's power. Basically, the developer really want to deliver the storyline because the scenes of the story will represent a lot of numbers. Overall, it needs so much improvement, especially about the graphic. Bonus: Ragnarok M Eternal Love 2. As a bonus, I would like to remind you all how good this game will become. We have so many Ragnarok games on mobile, but those games seem so similar without any difference at all. And finally, the developer realized about it and make a 3D Ragnarok game with a better design. And they all are not in chibi style anymore. We will even have more action to do, like climbing the wall, running on the wall, and jumping between the roof of the houses. It's a great innovation, and let's see how many new players would love to join this game. The combat mechanism is really attractive because it looks like a hack and slash game with so many movement attack we can do on the basic attack. These all are the best new MMORPG games on mobile and PC. Everyone should give more attention to all of these games I have mentioned. Remember to like this video and subscribe. See you on the next list. Thanks.